Hello, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new here. Today I have a very exciting video. I have everything that I crocheted in the year of 2024 video for you guys slash knit. I'm very excited about this. Happy New Year, and let's go ahead and get started. Also, really quick disclaimer, I don't have a majority of these pieces. When I was counting everything that I had made this year, it's roughly around 178 pieces, which is insane. It does not feel like I was crocheting as much as I did this year for whatever reason. There's definitely time periods where I'm like, okay, yeah, I was definitely crocheting, but 178 pieces is an insane number. But because I don't have the majority of these pieces anymore, I'm just going to be showing like photos of the pieces up on the screen as I'm talking about them. I'm going to go from like month to month, but I'm very excited. If you like this video, let me know. And also feel free to subscribe. We just hit 350 subscribers, which is insane. And I'm very excited. I love making videos for you guys. I love hearing your feedback, and hopefully this audio sounds okay. I'm using a little bit of a different audio system to see if it works better. I know that a handful of you guys were saying that you couldn't hear me well enough, or I just have too soft a voice, which is totally fine. And so I am trying out a mic, so hopefully the audio is cleaner and you can actually hear me well enough. Let's go ahead and get started. Okay, the first projects I'm going to start with are in January of 2024, and this is the year that I first started figuring out how to knit. So I used a knitting machine and then also just basic knitting needles and hand knits. But I started the new year with making my first hand knit piece, which was a knit sweater, and I actually ended up making a pattern for this guy. And so I made two of those. I made a really cute one in these blue colors, and then another one in a pink colorway. And then I also went ahead and made just a little chunky knit bag, which I ended up hating this, but for whatever reason you guys seem to really enjoy it. And then after that one, I went ahead and I was traveling at this point in the month in January. This was later January. And so I just had a few balls of yarn with me of specific colorways. I didn't want to go out and buy more yarn in the middle of January when I was traveling anyway. So I ended up making a series of bucket hats, and I made a granny square bucket hat and a granny square matching scarf. And then towards the end of January, I ended up using my knitting machine and I knit a really cute little top. And I also hand knit the same top as well. I made a pattern for that also. Which now I'm looking at this month, I did a ton of knitting, which is insane. But this top was really fun to make. This was one of my first knitting projects and one of my first ones that I was really excited about and proud of, and felt like it turned out really well. I don't know if you can hear my chair, it's squeaking. All right, moving into February, I went ahead and knit again, more knit. I knit a matching scarf and a little matching hat, and it was in the same pink colorway as the original pink sweater that I had knit. I had more leftover yarn, so I wanted to knit more with that and use up all that yarn. So I went ahead and made matching scarf and hats. And then after that project, I actually released a pattern for the bucket hats that I had made the prior month, the granny square ones, and I called that the Bailey bucket hat pattern, and that's available on Instagram. And then after that project, I went ahead and started to get really into fruit themed bags. So I made a strawberry bag, which is this little handheld bag, and it has these cute little flower details on it. And then after that one, I knit another sweater. This one was made with all scrap yarn, and I will say, I even to this day still hate this project. I've never worn it. I don't like the way it turned out. It's just a really messy looking knit. So that's that one. Not every project's gonna be a winner, I guess. And then after that, I ended up having a win knit-wise. I made a cute little matching set with the same top pattern that I had made, and then I made a matching little skirt with that, which I think turned out adorable. And then after that project, I made a knit dress, which is using the same fiber that I had used in the prior dress, and it's just this really cute bluish green full-length maxi dress, which I think is really adorable. And then after that, I went back to making bags, which bags I feel throughout this year were a very common theme. This time I made a little tulip bag, and I actually ended up making it later on in two different sizes because I ended up making a pattern for it. And after that, I took a little break from the crocheting bags, and I went ahead and knit this really cute little top. It's like multicolors. It's a really pretty yarn from Hobby, and it's got like these little sparkling details. I feel like looking at the pictures, it doesn't really show the details really well, but they're like sunset colors, and it's like this little knit like vest top. And I put little buttons on it, and I think it's adorable. And then after that one, we are now officially, oh my gosh, we skipped ahead. So that was through March, is all those projects. Now we are at April, and I went ahead and made a little watermelon matching hat and bag, which I think turned out really cute. And then after that, I made a little bag with little bows on it, like all over it. I am still to this day obsessed with that bag. I think it turned out really good. After that bag, we went back to my fruit themed stuff, and we went into making cherry bags, which I made 2 of these actually, but I think they both turned out really cute. From there, I went ahead and made a matching bag and hat for my tattoo artist. She's incredible. I absolutely adore her. But I made a little like retro, like 70s colorway themed matching bag and like a little like baklava cap. I really love the way both of those turned out. After that, I went back to the fruit theme again, and I made a little kiwi bag. And then after that, I went back to the tulip bags, and I made it a separate size. And then after that, I released the tulip bag pattern. And then from there, I also made this really cute granny square top, but it's not the traditional granny square. And it's more like, again, like the retro colorway. So I really like the way that turned out. However, I will say it's kind of boxy fitting. And then after that, I made this little green off the shoulder, very open, like flowy top, which I think is really, really cute. And it was really, really easy to make. Remember at this point in the year, I was feeling pretty burnt out. Just wasn't really sure what I wanted to make. And so I ended up making this little green top, which is just essentially 2 rectangular squares. And I tied each like little edge, and that was the top. And it turned out really cute. I've worn it quite a few times, and it was really, really easy to make. The next project that I made was another bag. This one was a Barbie kind of inspired bag, and it's green and it has a little blue trim, so it's kind of like Princess and the Pauper-esque. I put a little bow on it, and I even found little butterfly beads, and I went ahead and I sewed those onto the bag. The next project that I made was this cute little like summery top, and at this point, this was in May, and I went ahead and made this summery top in this like variegated yarn, and then it like ties in the front. I think it's really cute. After that project, I ended up releasing in the month of May the bow bag pattern, because a ton of people really like that, so I ended up making a pattern for it. And then after that one, I went ahead and used multiple like colors into the same bag, so I would like use multiple strands at the same time, and I ended up making like this chunky bag. And I ended up tying ribbons onto it and just like buttons and just tons of different stuff, because I feel like it wasn't elevated enough. And this bag isn't like horrible. That's definitely not my favorite. I'm definitely not like proud of this one by any means. The next one I made was for my mom for Mother's Day. And it was this cute little pink bag, and I crocheted yellow flowers onto it because yellow is her favorite color, and they kind of resemble sunflowers, which are also her favorite flower. The next bag that I went ahead and made was this bumblebee inspired one. So I made little like white daisy flowers on it, and it's got like this honeycomb like pattern on like the base of the bag. And I went ahead and crocheted little bees. And I went ahead and put like little googly eyes on the bees. After that, I went ahead and went back to knitting, and I knit like a little dress. This dress is okay. I don't know why. In person, I like it a lot more. It was one of the few projects where it actually photographed worse than it looks in person. And so the colors just look really off. It's supposed to be like a hot pink and lime green, but in the photos, it kind of looks red to me, which just automatically reminds me of Christmas, which isn't necessarily like a bad thing, but also I'm not going to be wearing a Christmas dress in mid-June, which is when I made this. And then the next bag that I made is called the Billy Beach bag, which is another pattern that I went ahead and released on Instagram. And it's just essentially this big like beach tote bag. And then the next one that I made was this really like ruffled like little mini skirt. This was a little commission piece. I very rarely do commissions. This one I went ahead and did because it was just a really fun concept. And it's very like fairy-y, very like flowy. The girl that I made it for wanted it for a concert, and she absolutely loves it. The next pieces that I made were tapestries. This is the first year that I have ever done tapestry crochet. I was really scared to do it before this, but I actually ended up really enjoying it. So I made, for like my first round of tapestry crochet, I made a set of 3 different pieces. I made one with a sun, one with a hibiscus, and then another one with a green like little leaf detailing. The next one I made was using mohair mohair yarn, and I ended up making a little bolero. It is quite itchy, so I probably won't be using that. I'm probably planning on selling it, but I do think it turned out really cute and it worked out fairly quickly. The next bag that I made was another commission project for one of my brother's friends, and it's like this little it's a little chunky knit like bag, but I used like a really fuzzy yarn. I'm not personally the fan of fuzzy yarn, like the big like blanket yarns. I don't know why, it just feels very cheap to me and I don't really like it, but the girl that it was for really ended up loving it, so that's good. But again, I don't think I'd like make another one of those probably again. It's just not my style. The next thing I made was a little matching shorts and top set. I ended up putting little beads along the top, and it was just multiple shades of like blues and a really pretty colorway. I adore this set. I'm excited for summer so I can wear this again. The next piece that I made was a cute little tote bag. It's a granny square bag, really simple kind of design, but I went ahead and crocheted different elements onto it. So there's a starfish and a jellyfish little detail hanging from it, and I put some bows on there as well. And then after that, I did a really big tapestry crochet piece, which is a sea turtle. It's like probably around like half the size of a full-size blanket. I adore this piece. I am planning on hanging it up eventually. I made this, in July of last year, and I still have not hung it up. However, I will at some point this year hang that up because I think it's my favorite tapestry that I have made. I mean, we'll see that throughout this video, I have made a lot of tapestries this year. But the next piece that I made is a very simple, again, granny square bag. This was a gift for someone. So it's in blue and green, and then I put like purple trim along it. And then after that, I ended up making a very like Polly Pocket themed bag. I've been seeing star bags in a lot of different places, and I had always been too nervous to try them. But I remember I had learned how to make stars finally, and so I was really into making them, and so I wanted to make them into a bag. And I really love the colors of this one, and also just like the styling of it is really cute. I think it's adorable. I can see myself definitely making another one of these in the future. It is a little bit time consuming, but it was really fun to make, and again, I really love the colors of it. The next bag that I made was a request from my cousin. She wanted a like Miu Miu style crochet bag. I don't know if you guys remember, but this last year, Miu Miu bag, there's a crocheted one that they had released, and it went viral, and everyone in the crochet community, I feel like, was remaking it and retrying it for themselves. So I went ahead and made one for my cousin. I think it turned out really cute. I tried to make it as similar to the bag that Miu Miu has as possible, but I like how it turned out. She seems to be happy with it, so that's good. The next bag that I made is it's a bag that I had made previously. However, I made another version of it, which is just pinks and greens. It looks very like strawberry shortcake-esque, but this one I made to release the official bag for that pattern, and it's called the Bronte bag pattern. And again, this is another free one on Instagram. After that, I went ahead and we're skipping now to September, and this month was really into starting to make my Halloween stuff. So I ended up making and matching Shrek hats for my dog and I, which turned out really cute, and they were very simple to make. I made both of them in the same day. The next piece that I made was a little, instead of like a Christmas ugly sweater vest, I went and made a Halloween edition one. So I put little ghosts on there, little pumpkins, little black cat, little witch's hat. Just had fun with it, added little beads, and I used this really pretty like variegated colorway from Hobby Yarn, and it has these little sparkles in it, and just is Halloween colors, and I really love the way that one turned out. After that one, I ended up making another gift for my tattoo artist because, again, I adore her, but I ended up making this really fuzzy scarf. So it's this really long green scarf, and I made it like fuzzy, so I like puffed up the yarn. I really love the way that one turned out. The next piece that I made was another Halloween one, and these were Snoopy tapestries with little pumpkins. I love them. I think they turned out adorable. Next one that I made was a request actually by one of my best friends ever, and he wanted a little crochet like Kermit collar. In the photographs, I'm wearing it as a tomato because that's more on brand for me. I feel like tomato fits me better than kermit. I don't know. I love kermit, but tomato was just really a fun concept for me. So I made it and used it as a little tomato collar, and then I gave it to him, and then he used it as a kermit collar for Halloween. And then after that one, I went ahead and made 2 more tapestries. These were both Studio Ghibli inspired tapestries. So there's the one of him like kind of knitting, and then there's another one of another one of the characters. And then after that one, I went ahead and crocheted a little top, and this top in the pictures does not fit me at all. That is because I made it for one of my friends who has a very different chest size than I do. She's a lot more blessed than I am. But it's a really cute top, looks amazing on her, not so great on me. So, but the next project that I made after that is a little fuzzy baklava. I had made, this is essentially the same pattern as the other one that I made in like the retro color theme, except this one's fuzzy. And then after that, I went ahead and made 2 more tapestries. These ones are Christmas themed, so they were both Grinch themed. I have the Grinch with the heart hands, and then I also have Grinch just wearing a Santa hat. Both of these are fairly large. Again, these are like half the size of a blanket. They're very, very large. The next 2 that I made are these Snoopy crocheted tapestries again. However, these ones are Christmas themed. One of them turned out really cute. It's Snoopy in a puffer vest. The other one I like, however, the eye turned out very wonky. So I did not hang it up this year or use it. I really want to go back and like fix it. Someone on one of my previous videos said to go ahead and do like a cross stitch over it, which is genius, and I need to get around to doing that so I can hang it up next year. But I do like overall the ways that those ones turned out. That's essentially all the like big projects that I went ahead and posted on Instagram. A lot of the other stuff was just, I made like something like 70 like different like hats this year, which I would sell at like markets and stuff and different events. So those are the big like exciting things that I have. I've made some stuff as gifts. Unfortunately, I just flaked on a lot of them and didn't get pictures of some of those projects, but I hope you guys enjoyed this video. 2024 was definitely a very big year for crocheting for me, and I'm excited to see what I can create in 2025. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know if you enjoyed it down in the comments below. Also, feel free to subscribe. It would mean so much to me, and go ahead and like this video. But I will see you guys next time. Bye.